Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's sure to make some waves. 10 countries that would rather you just stayed home in 2025. We're talking safety concerns, political tensions, over-tourism, the kind of stuff that could turn your dream vacation into a travel nightmare. So buckle up, grab your passport, but maybe not your suitcase just yet, and let's explore why these 10 countries are saying thanks, but no thanks to tourists in 2025. Let's start with the elephant in the room, or rather the very real conflict in this country. It's heartbreaking, it's devastating, and it makes Afghanistan one of the most dangerous places on the planet right now. We're talking ongoing conflict, political instability, a humanitarian crisis. It's a whole lot of nope for anyone thinking of booking a trip. Imagine trying to enjoy a relaxing day at the museum when there's a chance of, getting caught in the crossfire. The situation in Afghanistan is complex, and it's not about taking sides, so unless you're a humanitarian worker with a very specific skill set, maybe consider putting those Afghan travel dreams on hold for a while. And who knows, maybe one day when things are more stable, Afghanistan can share its rich history and culture with the world again. Until then, let's focus on supporting the Afghan people from afar. Next up, we're heading over to South Sudan, a country that's been grappling with civil conflict and political instability since 2011, but sadly, the situation in South Sudan is far from over. We're talking violence, ethnic massacres, displacement. It's a humanitarian disaster, and it's been going on for over a decade. The people of South Sudan deserve peace, stability, and the chance to rebuild their lives. Instead of trying to force a trip to South Sudan, why not consider donating to organizations that are working tirelessly to help the people there? So let's show our support for South Sudan by being responsible travelers and informed citizens. Because sometimes the most adventurous thing you can do is stay home and educate yourself about the world around you. Okay, folks, let's talk about the Democratic Republic of Congo, or DRC for short. Now, this country is home to some of the most incredible natural beauty on the planet. Think lush rainforests, majestic mountains, and incredible wildlife. But here's the catch. It's also home to a whole lot of danger. We're talking armed groups, human rights abuses, disease outbreaks. It's like a greatest hits compilation of travel nightmares. The DRC is a complex country with a troubled past and a very uncertain present. So unless you're a seasoned humanitarian worker with a bulletproof vest and a PhD in conflict resolution, maybe it's best to admire the DRC's beauty from afar for now. There are plenty of other stunning destinations out there that won't leave you wondering if you'll make it back home in one piece. All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about a country that's less about danger and more about, being really, really good at keeping secrets. North Korea. Now, I know what you're thinking. North Korea, people actually go there? And the answer is yes, but with a whole lot of asterisks. See, North Korea is technically open to tourists, but only from a select few friendly nations. And even then, it's not exactly a walk in the park. We're talking strict rules, constant surveillance, and the ever-present risk of accidentally saying or doing something that lands you in a North Korean prison. Look, I'm all for experiencing different cultures and broadening our horizons, but there's a line between adventure and putting yourself in a potentially dangerous situation. So, unless you're a journalist with a death wish or a diplomat with a really good poker face, maybe it's best to stick to watching documentaries about North Korea from the comfort of your own couch. Trust me, your freedom and your sanity will thank you. Now let's switch gears to a country that's a little closer to home, at least for our European viewers. Spain. Spain, the land of sun, sangria, and over-tourism. Yep, you heard that right. While Spain has always been a popular tourist destination, it seems like everyone and their abuela decided to visit post-pandemic. And some cities are feeling the strain. We're talking packed beaches, overcrowded attractions, and locals who are, shall we say, less than thrilled about having to share their cities with hordes of selfie stick-wielding tourists. And it's not just the crowds. Some cities are cracking down on what they see as unruly tourist behavior. In Benidorm, you can get fined for drinking on the beach, and Barcelona, they're practically waging war on holiday rentals, hoping to ban them by 2028. But maybe it's time we started showing a little more love to the places we visit. And that includes respecting local customs and not trashing the place. Because if we don't, we might find ourselves on Spain's no-fly list, and nobody wants that. Speaking of over-tourism, let's jet set over to Bali, the Indonesian island that's become synonymous with paradise. But here's the thing about paradise, it doesn't stay that way when you invite the entire world to come party. Bali's been struggling with the double whammy of over-tourism and, let's be real, some pretty disrespectful tourist behavior. And the government's had enough. We're talking trash, noise complaints, disrespect for local customs. It's like a frat party broke out in a yoga retreat. Bali's asking us to be mindful, respectful, and to remember that we're guests in their home. So, maybe skip the drunken scooter rally and opt for a cooking class or a traditional dance performance instead. Because if we want to keep paradise from becoming a cautionary tale, we need to start acting like we deserve to be there in the first place. Okay, let's head back to Europe for a minute and talk about a country that's practically synonymous with La Dolce Vita, Italy. From the canals of Venice to the Colosseum in Rome, Italy's bursting with history, culture, and more pasta than you can shake a breadstick at. But all that charm comes with a price, and I'm not just talking about the exchange rate. Italy's been grappling with its own over-tourism woes, especially in popular destinations like Venice, Rome, and the Amalfi Coast. The Italian government's taking notice. They've implemented new policies and bans to try and control the flow of tourists. Tour buses are banned on the Amalfi Coast seafront. There are fines for sitting on the Spanish Steps in Rome. And Venice is basically a giant tourist trap with a hefty entrance fee. But maybe it's time we started venturing beyond the well-worn tourist path and exploring some of Italy's hidden gems. There are countless charming towns, breathtaking landscapes, and delicious regional cuisines just waiting to be discovered. Now let's journey to the eastern Himalayas and talk about a country that's taking a very different approach to tourism, Bhutan. This tiny Buddhist kingdom, nestled high in the mountains, is known for its stunning scenery, rich culture, and commitment to gross national happiness. But here's the catch. Bhutan's not interested in becoming the next tourist trap. They've implemented a high-value, low-impact tourism policy, which basically means if you want to experience the magic of Bhutan, you're going to have to pay for the privilege. We're talking a hefty $250 per day tourist tax. But here's the thing, that $250 goes towards healthcare, education, and infrastructure development in Bhutan. So if you're looking for a cheap and cheerful vacation, Bhutan might not be the place for you. But if you're willing to pay a premium for an authentic and sustainable travel experience, then pack your bags and your wallet and head to the Himalayas, All right, let's swing back to Southeast Asia and talk about a country that's been a backpacker's paradise for decades. Thailand. From the bustling streets of Bangkok to the idyllic beaches of Phuket, Thailand's got something for everyone. But after years of catering to tourists, Thailand's starting to crack down on the party atmosphere. See, the Thai government's realized that all those full moon parties and drunken elephant rides come at a cost. We're talking environmental damage, disrespect for local customs, and a whole lot of bad behavior. So they're implementing new rules and regulations to try and curb the excesses of tourism. Thailand's asking us to be more mindful of our impact and to remember that we're guests in their country, because if we want to keep enjoying the beauty of Thailand, we need to start acting like we deserve to be there. And finally, let's wrap things up in the land of the rising sun, Japan. Now, Japan is known for its politeness, its efficiency, and its, unique culture. But even the most patient of nations has its limits, and Japan's reaching its breaking point with tourists who just don't get it. We're talking about the kind of tourists who walk slowly in huge groups, blocking sidewalks, the ones who treat ancient temples like their own personal Instagram studios. And Japan's not just gritting its teeth and bearing it anymore. They've started banning tourists from certain places like parts of Kyoto's historic Gion district. Look, I get it. Japanese culture can be confusing, especially for first-time visitors. But a little effort goes a long way. Learn a few basic phrases, do your research before you go, and for the love of all that is holy, don't be that person who stands on the wrong side of the escalator. So there you have it, folks. 10 countries that are giving tourists the side eye in 2025. Now, before you cancel your travel plans and swear off international travel forever, remember this: tourism can be a force for good. It can help boost economies, promote cultural exchange, and connect people from all over the world. But it's up to us, the travelers, to be responsible, respectful, and mindful of our impact. We need to do our research, support local businesses, and remember that we're guests in these countries. So, the next time you're planning a trip, remember these 10 countries and the lessons they've taught us. Safe travels, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel tips and updates.